Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Okay, look on the screen. This is that Miss Please Act Right. Listen, sometimes we need the family to act right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Woman, I know she's been in therapy due to trauma, family trauma. And you know how it is in different cultures. Oh, you're just supposed to not seek the healing. Just go ahead and continue the drama, the generational drama, and just keep it to yourself. Deal with it. It happens in the past. Block it out of your mind, and you just go on as if nothing is wrong. Well, she did the right thing. She sought therapy to address some family issues that needed to be addressed, things that happened to her in a home, everything going wrong. And sometimes mothers, aunts, everybody looks the other way. They know exactly what's going on. So, in her journey to be a better person, and as a coping mechanism, she did indeed address the issues going on in the family, things that happened to her. Thanksgiving, as we know, is this week. And it took a lot to get here. It's taken years of therapy. So she thought, doing this family time, family getting together, people planning, you know how oh, so and so, they're over there, they're hanging out. And she decided, okay, she's going to go over there. She didn't tell them why. It wasn't like there was going to be some intervention. But she thought, you know what? I'm just going to go over there because we're going to have Thanksgiving this week. And I want to talk to them. So she goes over there. It's her mom and the aunties, okay? The mom and the aunties, they're all over there, and she goes over there, and then she's like, hey, I want to talk to you about something that's kind of serious. Okay. So they did have some other people over there. So when the other folk kind of left, we still have the mom and we have her aunties. They were at the house. So she brought up what had happened in the family. She brought up the fact that when she was a child, she was abused and it was never addressed. She thought in her, to her, the mother, you knew about it. Why didn't you do anything? Y'all knew about it. And she's like, she's had her therapy and she didn't go into attack mode. It wasn't that. It was, she wanted a conversation. You got to understand, she's been wanting for therapy for years. It took a moment just to even get here where you realize that you are not the guilty party when people see that you are abused and they basically look the other way. How the heck do you see a child walking out of a room crying, then a grown behind man coming out of the room, and you don't say anything? How the hell do you see a grown man coming out of a female's room, and then later on, it's like, why is he in her room, and then she's got these crying spells? That no one bothers to say, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? And I ask her that. My question is, at any point did anyone say, hey, are you okay? What's wrong? She said basically they would see her crying and they would, oh, fix your face, fix your face. That's it. So she, she, after therapy, so she did go ahead and communicate with them, hey, dealing with therapy, and I just want to have a conversation. I'm not blaming anybody, but she did want some answers. Why nobody even checked on me? You had to have known this was happening. Now you already know the mother already jumped into girl, I don't know what you were talking about. As a kid, you always like drama. Whoa. Already the mom putting the blame on her. Now you got the aunties here. They're quiet. Then one of them talks to, she said, mention, we know what was going on with you. You always seem emotional. But nobody asked. Nobody said, hey, what's going on? Why are you crying? No, nobody asked. And see, my thing is, the lack of the answer is the answer. That right there lets me believe, just like her feeling is, they knew what was going on. Of course they knew and they ignored you. Your anger, this might be a family thing, a family curse. And I've heard this before on social media. It sounds so crazy to me. Well, women think, oh, what happened to me is one of those things, you just deal with it. Ain't no way in hell. So you see your daughter crying, especially with them, again, a man coming out of her room on more than one occasion. You never ask what's wrong. All you can say is fix your face. To me, that says a whole lot. So she went there as part of her journey, part of her healing process, hoping to get some answers. Me, I'm surprised, but then you think about it, really not. The conversation that she needed, it really didn't even happen. Then guess what else happens after that? She calls it out and said, here's what he was doing to me. He was SAing me. And she's been dealing with it. And I thought about it, man, can you imagine? You've been going to all these family functions with this fool around, and he's been doing this to you? Like, really? Well, you can know, and especially, I think, in my community, the danger of women is not really taken seriously. The anger of women is dismissed. Next thing you know, they told her it's probably best that she not attend the Thanksgiving dinner. Wow. They already chose a side. She's talking about her experience, how she felt, what she said happened to her. And see, sometimes everyone's different, but I look at sometimes what people, besides what people do say, I like to look at sometimes what they don't say. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a whole lot in what a person isn't saying, as if, well, when did this happen? Let's get him on the phone. None of that happened. The lack of the answer is the answer. That's my thing. So nobody said, let's call him. Let's have a conversation. Let's get him on the phone. I cannot believe this. Those are the things that were not said. Ask yourself why. Why weren't those things said? Nobody said we need to get him on the phone. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Call so and so. No one said that. Why do you think that is? My opinion, because they already know. They already know. They knew. They're protecting him. No one says like, well, let's get him on the phone. I want to see what he has to say about this here. Now we're going to go ahead as a family and get to the bottom of it. None of that was said. But what was said is they don't think she should come to Thanksgiving dinner. And she felt hurt, which I can imagine. But see, my thing to her is you really shouldn't feel hurt because you know what? Now you already know. To me, it has to be just exhausting, dehumanizing to even have a so-called family dinner, and you have this man that's still there, and you know what happened, and now the thing, they know what happened too, or you think they do. That has to be exhausting to even. I wouldn't even want to be around them. So I said, listen, you already got the uninvited. You have to look at this was an empowering moment for you because now you know you have friends because we live in different states. You have friends. You can go to Thanksgiving dinner with them. And I said, and here's the other thing. This right here, you're not seeing it. You're upset because you didn't get what you wanted. I'm not surprised. And neither should you be. Because the fact that they saw the tears and no one even asked, they probably already knew what time it was. So here's the thing about it. What's wrong with being alone? Today, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. You can make a change. My thing is, before I start hanging around those kind of family members, I would, if it were me, either go with friends, because I'm like, yeah, hey, we have friends and they have dinners, we just pick up the phone, see what's going on. You know how we do. Either do that, or you know what? What's stopping you from maybe you don't have to cook if you don't want to. What's stopping you because you have income to go and buy yourself a nice dinner on Thanksgiving, and you can even light the candles, honey. Pull out your best dishes and have dinner for one. What the hell is wrong? People are listen. A lot of people are very unhappy. That's why they always want to crowd around a whole bunch of noise to drown stuff out. They are too inferior and too scared to be alone. Because if that's the case, they may have to start, guess what? Thinking about their inner being, and the inner being is really jacked up. What's stopping you from having a nice dinner? You can go and pick it up. Pick it up in nice wine, have your candles, have your nice dinner, have a nice soak that day in your bathtub, listening to classical music or whatever you choose to. Or guess what? Maybe just have a moment of silence, because silence is healing. You can try to problem solve with silence. You can't really think and get your mind out with a whole bunch of noise. Yap, 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 yap. For me, this is the beginning of a healing journey, because you know what? Now you don't have to go around them. What's the use of getting dressed up to drive across town for a plate of food to sit up here and smile and hug, and it's all a pretense, knowing that we got major issues over here? Not speaking about a difference of agreement. We are talking about criminal activity within the family. But we want to pretend that that's not the deal, and we know that it's real. You have options. You're working. I would see it as I would get me a nice dinner and just have a nice dinner and just a relaxing day. You got your house clean. You can stream. You can read. Enjoying time with yourself. Because I sure as hell don't see, and it's just me. I don't see how you could even enjoy time spending with these people. I just can't. First of all, they wouldn't have, if it was me personally, they wouldn't have had to uninvite me, because guess what? I would have been stopped coming. And then the sad thing is to think people are gonna have the so-called Thanksgiving dinner is sitting up there with pedos all at the table and the women just smiling. I'm gonna fix him a plate. Oh, so and so, you sure are funny, and just talking like everything is fine. And we have criminal activity within the family. I thought about that. Those women are sick. Why do you think people with family members, being parents, siblings, they go no contact? Because you know why? That person has come into their being, and they realize no matter what the affiliation, no matter what society does, oh, we're family. Sometimes your family is a tragedy, and that's why you messed the hell up, because of your family, and you have not dealt with it, and you still going around turning that frown upside down, all fake for the cameras. That's your problem right there. But people realize, you know what? This is not healthy for me. They go no contact. Why? I think they've realized a sense of self. And then some people, let us go through the motions. Oh, here's what we're supposed to do. I remember dinner within my little crew. There was a difference, and you had one relative who was always letting other people come and stay. That person can't get on their feet, giving a person money, letting the person stay in your house free, doing all of that fun, doing all that stuff. Then I guess things did not go very well. Person put them out. How about we're having a dinner? How about that individual waited till everybody got there? Didn't try to put her off to the side and say, "Hey, we need to have a conversation." And the mother, she knew. Waited till she got there, everybody there, and started saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, I know your husband is cheating on you. Because I was here at this location and I saw his vehicle at this hotel and yada, yada, yada. And I know it was him. I know it was him. I know it was. Because his truck, and I guess I think was it a decal or something? He said he recognized the truck just like his, and it had the decal. So so his premise was, what are the odds that it wasn't your husband at the hotel? First of all, her husband, I don't know if it was true or not, but it's like that kind of hotel he's not gonna pick. Not saying he didn't do it. I'm like, that doesn't sound like him. He's too much he'll do good probably at the motel. His first thing hit his mind. This fool ain't choosing no Western hotel. But hey, I mean that's my opinion. So waited till the person got there and then let all that out. Why, if he meant well, why couldn't he tell her one on one? The mother, she knew about it. Why did she say, "Hey, you know what? Let's just wait till after the dinner because this is very private. Let's just have everybody's coming. Let's just have a nice dinner." Oh no, the mama knew all about it, and because she's the one that broke the ice. So and so got something to tell you. Why would you do that? Wait till it's a house full of people, everybody's here, and now you want to break that out. Now we got a yelling match. Now dinner is ruined. All because of who? A jealous fool. Who wants to be around people like that? I know I don't. So this here, why people trying to stigmatize being alone? There is some woman that's not alone this week. She got a man, and it's sad to say there is some woman who's not gonna make it into 2026. Why? Because of her man. There is some woman, she might be alive to see 2026 if she was alone, but she won't because she got an angry, dangerous male in her home. Happens all the time. But people want to stigmatize you. So like I said, they've made a decision. Again, they pretty much nipped it in the bud. No one was asking what all happened. Why do you think that is? Maybe they've normalized this behavior that maybe it's happened to them also. That hit my mind. I didn't verbalize that to her, but that hit my mind. Maybe it's happened to them also. And they verbalized, listen, that's just how life is, and you're just supposed to go ahead and deal with it. Well, it happened to me, and no one wants to stop the tragedy. Generational curses keep on going. Nobody said, nobody had questions for her. How old are you? How long was this happening? Wow. No one said that. Ask yourself why. They know what time it is. No one has said, what did you mean? Why do you, when was this? Why do you think that is? My guess, because they already know when was this. And she was expecting some support. She didn't get it. Again, I'm not surprised. Alone on Thanksgiving, if that's what it means to have peace, I would prefer that than to be around a whole lot of toxic people and feeling uncomfortable, because I don't know how you could feel comfortable in that situation. But oh, let me guess, it's tradition. Yeah, look how that's turning out. Look at the tradition of people living off the voucher program. Look how that's turning out. Look at the tradition of people. Oh, I got me a government job, so I am so safe. Yes, so we thought. Look at the tradition of people. Oh, I've got me a good job. I got my education. Yeah, and in this society, this economy, it means nothing, because these companies can lay you off whenever. But hey, we're holding on to the tradition, what we're supposed to do. Supposed to suffer in silence. Again, sometimes besides the things that people do say, I look at too what they didn't say. So nobody had any questions. Hmm. Nobody had any questions? I find that strange. But it may not be strange if what she's thinking is probably right. They all knew. Their reaction is so telling to me. So some kind of stigma, oh, you're alone. Sometimes that's the most peaceful place to be. Again, I cannot imagine having to sit at the table with such rubbish and smile for the camera like everything is fine, and you are hurting, dying inside, undiagnosed trauma. And you look at her, and I'm thinking, I said, and that right there, it could be a little jealous, because a lot of times these women, especially when they're married to a low vibrational man, a lot of women stay because of finances, life is business. But then you got a low vibrational man, and he might be abusive and he's cheap. And then you look at it, you're on the struggle love bus. You may have someone like her who is single, no children, you're educated, can make your own money. They may not like that you didn't fall for the trap. Why don't you pick up some dust bucket and just get married and be on the struggle bus? You can be with someone and then be lonely. A lot of people are. A lot of people are in some of them marriages, relationships, family, they feel so alone. Other person might have just checked out and doing their own thing. Please act right. I like that. That's why I picked it. You need to act right for you. Up here ignoring your suffering, letting it go diagnosed, not getting help, that's not acting right. Act right for yourself. Do what's best in your own interest. And if it means being alone, then that's fine. I would rather have the holidays as just peaceful me than sitting up here with people like this. Your so-called family. With family like this here, you don't need an enemy. I thought about that. And that man will be at that table and they'll be eating and talking kind to him. And oh, yeah. Wow. I think the whole family is sick. I really do. So there's nothing wrong with being alone. Like I told you, this right here, I would order me a dinner, get me some wine, my candlelight, and have my nice dinner, if it even meant being by myself, and have me a relaxing day at home. That's what I would do if you want, have me a relaxing day at home. See, again, there's healing in silence. She did her part. You went to therapy, you did the work. It took a minute to get here. I get it. Now you know. That's why this happened. Because guess what? It's like it was allowed. This kind of behavior might permeate the family. This might be the norm. Everybody keeping a secret. And the secrets are what's killing a whole lot of people. Can't go to a therapist. So okay, just suffer in silence. So they didn't ask about him, and she's uninvited. What does that tell you right there? Now you know what you've really been dealing with. They've been feeling this kind of way. And I do believe, just on a response alone, I believe those women knew. Oh, hell yeah. Like I said, no one even asked you, hey, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Here you go again. No one's even asking you what's wrong. That right there, it speaks volumes. Because they already know what's wrong and they're just ignoring it. The only thing you could get was fix your face, so nobody ask you why. And there's been a grown man been seen coming out of your room, or when he's around, you're crying. Nobody asks why, because they already know. You wonder why people go no contact? That might be a way of keeping their sanity, and I admire that. I don't admire people that's going along with the flow. Oh well, the toxic behavior, because you know what, might be subconsciously doing this, internalizing it, capitalizing your pain, just making it worse and worse with all these fake acts of love, all this fake family and friends. What's that term? Frenemies? I guess family. Who needs friends when you got, enemies, you got friends like these. Sometimes your enemies can be your family. Your family. That family can frame. Oh yeah, it can frame you, because you know what? It's already programming you. So this stuff happens, you just ignore it, and you just go on, and you just suffer in silence, no matter how hard it hurts you, no matter how the dysfunction it causes you in relationships. Just go ahead and just deal with it. Again, a lot of times, what is it? Sometimes the answer, the lack of the answer, is the answer. It's the things that people don't say. It's like someone have an accident. You don't say, "Are you okay?" "Oh, I wrecked my car." "Are you okay?" That's just normal. No one asked if I was okay, because they don't care. Like they didn't ask about her. They don't care. So she's been uninvited. It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. So today is the first day of the rest of your life. Prioritize yourself. And that's what I call acting right. Let me know what you all think about this. It's sad, but I think it's an accomplishment, because, again, she's been in therapy for years. This happens. Now you know what you're dealing with. It's up to you. Don't forget, ladies, you are the CEO, the CFO, and the COO of your lives. You are the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer. Act like it. You are the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer. Act like it. You are the COO, the Chief Operating Officer. You make the decision. Choose wisely. Choose you. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.